Bonjour à tous, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle vidéo. Hello everybody and welcome in this new video about possessive adjectives. So my 26th lesson about French in this channel. And today we are going to cover grammar about possessive adjectives. And it's an A1 level lesson. So I'm going to explain everything step by step in order that you understand as well as possible the possessive adjectives. And in order to do that, we are going to first review the definite articles that I already covered in another video, and it will allow us to make the link between possessive articles and definite articles, and possessives. After that, I will show you the full table of possessive adjective with all formed by person and gender. And then I will show you several rules, including the vowel trap, that you need to know in order not to make the same mistake as many people that learn French. We will continue with guided exercises with 3 levels. It will be step by step with answers that I will provide. And we will see also the comparison between French versus English, because it's not the same at all. It's the opposite of English, and you will understand why I say that when we reach that point of the video. And we will conclude with a summary of the 3 key rules to remember about possessive adjectives. So now let's start by the review of definite articles. We have seen in a previous video le, la, l'apostrophe, les. So there are 4 different forms, 4 different articles, where in English there is only the. So you can see that if it's masculine singular, we say le livre, the book. So it's le because livre is masculine. La for feminine singular, for example, la voiture. Voiture is feminine. In English we say the car. And when it's a vowel, before vowel we'll use L apostrophe, like in l'amie, the friend. And for plural, no matter if it's masculine or feminine, we use les. For example, les enfants, the children. So that's the definite article, already covered in a previous video. If you want more details, you can watch it. And today what we are going to cover is the possessive adjectives. So instead of the article, the possessive adjective show who owns things. For example, here we have c'est le livre, so that's definite article. Le, this is the book. We don't know who owns the book. And here we have c'est mon livre. This is my book. So that's the first possessive adjective that you will see today. But there are several others, and this is the first part of the table about possessive adjectives. You can see that there are 3 different forms, so depending if it's masculine singular, feminine singular, or plural. So my, depending on the case, will be translated mon if it's masculine, ma if it's feminine, and me if it's plural. For your, it will be ton for masculine, ta for feminine, both singular, and for plural, it's te. And for his or her, we have son for masculine singular, sa for feminine singular, and se for plural. So what you can see is that the letters are the same, only the first one change. It's mon, ton, son, so it's just an M, a T, or S at the beginning of the word. And for feminine, it's ending by A. It's ma, ta, sa. And for plural, it's also me, te, se. So it's M, T, S followed by ES. The second part is easier in this table because you can see that for masculine and feminine singular, it's the same. And plural also, it doesn't change. So if it's masculine singular or feminine singular, it's notre for our, and for plural, it's no. For masculine singular and feminine singular, it's votre. And vos for plural. And the last one is leur. We have leur for masculine and feminine singular. And plural, we just add an S at the end. So that's the full table of the possessive adjectives. There are way more things than in English, but in the end, it's not that hard to remember because there are many similarities in this table. So here I show you a recap of what we have just seen with examples. So for example, we have mon livre. So livre is masculine, so we write mon livre, my book. Here it's sœur, it's a sister, so ma sœur. And mes amis, because it's plural. Here we have ton sac. Sac is masculine, so your bag. Chambre is the French for room, and it's feminine, so ta chambre, your room. And your parents, tes parents. Then we have son chien, sa maison, ses livres. Same, it's his or her dog, his or her house, and the same for book, his or her books. And here we have, I just put two examples because they are the same for singular, no matter if it's masculine or feminine. So notre appartement, our apartment, nos enfants, our children. We have votre, voiture, so your car and your keys. And last one, leur maison, leurs amis. So I just want to explain this leur without an S or with an S with deeper details, and I'm gonna draw something. I'm not good at drawing, but just for you to understand, let's imagine a family with a father and a mom, and for the first example, one kid. So in this situation, if you want to know if it's a leur singular or plural, the first thing you need to do is to know that there is only one kid, so it's singular. And as the adjective possessive is owned by the noun that follows, you automatically know that leur is singular. So that's the first case. Now if I draw another one, let's imagine a situation with two kids. This time there are two kids, so it's plural. So leur is plural as well, because enfant, children, is plural, leur is plural. If it's singular, so in this case, we have, for example, the neighbor's family, and we can say leurs enfants and the rest of the sentence. It's like in English, their child. And here, their children. So in that way, you can know where to use leur, singular or plural. So now, how do we know which possessive adjective to use? The key thing is that it's not the same as in English. In English, agreement is with the owner. So in this sentence, for example, Paul aime something voiture. So Paul likes his car. You write is in English. It's masculine because Paul is masculine. So you might think, okay, in French, it's going to be the same. We are going to write son. But it's not like that because the right rule is that the agreement is with the noun owned. So voiture is feminine in French. So you need to use sa. Paul aime sa voiture. Even if Paul is masculine, car is feminine, so you use sa. We can also have other rules, for example, other situation like Marie. Marie is a woman. We might think it's going to be sa chien because the dog is Marie's. But as chien, as dog is masculine, we use son. Again, for Paul, with sa guitare because guitar is feminine. And their children, we already covered that in the previous slide. So it's S at leur and S at enfant because children, because it's plural, both S's, but I just spoke about it, so you got it. Another thing that I spoke a little about during the beginning of the video is that there is the vowel trap that you need to take care about. It's a rule that makes things a bit more complex, but once you got it, it's not that complex. So you need to replace ma, ta, sa with mon, ton, son before a vowel or silent H. So every time you have a feminine noun, you might think, okay, it's going to be ma, ta, sa because it's feminine. But when it's starting with a vowel or silent H, you need to use mon, ton, son, not ma, ta, sa. For example, here I wrote several examples that are incorrect. For example, ma amie, it's not correct. Amie with an E letter at the end is feminine. So you might think, okay, as amie is feminine, you need to write ma, but due to that rule, the fact that amie starts with a vowel, you need to use mon ami. And the reason for this is to facilitate the pronunciation of the word. Because ma amie is not really easy, it doesn't really sound great. So the correct thing to do is to say mon ami. Ma amie is incorrect, don't say that. The same happened with school. School is feminine. So it should be ta école, but it's not easy to pronounce two vowel one after the other. So the correct way to pronounce it is ton école, your school. And two other examples with words starting with an H. Sa histoire, it's incorrect. You have to say son histoire, even if histoire is feminine. Ma horloge, incorrect. You have to say mon horloge. My clock. So those are the two rules you need to remember. Agreement with a noun owned, like here, and the vowel trap. Use mon, ton, son before a vowel or silent H. So now we can dive into the exercise part. There is 3 exercises. And the first one is filling the blank with the correct possessive adjective. So I write you information. If you don't know if the word is masculine or feminine, I give you the information here with masculine, feminine, plural, feminine plus vowel, feminine and plural. And I want you to say for the first one, my book. So how do you say my in French for a masculine word? I'm gonna show you it right now. Mon, it's mon. For masculine, mon livre. Now, what about maison, your house? It's feminine, How do you fill the blank? Ta maison. The third one is the first plural that we are going to see is cats. It's plural, so it's ses chats. After that, we have amie, which is feminine, and also it starts with a vowel. And how do you say my friend? Mon ami. The first vowel trap, because it starts with a A letter, we need to use mon even if it's feminine. The next one is our car. Voiture is feminine. So how do you say our car in French? Notre voiture. And the last one of this first exercise is their children, that I covered with the beautiful drawing that I made, even if it's not artwork. Leurs enfants, with plural, as enfant is plural. So the second exercise is to replace the noun phrase with a possessive adjective. So we have a first sentence, c'est le chat de Marie. It's Mary's cat, and I want you to say it's her cat. So cat is masculine. We say c'est son chat, because it's cat is masculine, so we use son. C'est son chat. Now, c'est la voiture de Paul. It's Paul's car. It's his car. So car, voiture in French is feminine. So how do we say it's his car? C'est sa voiture. Ça, because it's feminine. Ce sont les livres de Pierre. Those are Pierre's books. How do we say those are his books? Ce sont ses livres. Books is plural, so we use C, S-I-S. C'est l'ami de Marie. It's Mary's friend. And I want you to say it's her friend. So be careful that amie is feminine, starting with a vowel. C'est son ami. So it should be ça because it's feminine, but as it's starting with a vowel, we need to use son. C'est son ami. And the last exercise, you need to fill the blank with the correct possessive adjective. So here in English we have, here is my father and my mother. So how do you say my and my? My for père, which is masculine, and mère, which is feminine. Voici mon père et ma mère. Mon because it's masculine and ma because it's feminine. The first row in the table. J'ai un frère, prénom est Lucas. I have a brother, his name is Lucas. How do you say is? Prénom is masculine. J'ai un frère, son prénom est Lucas. The following one is my sister is Emma, her eyes are blue. So sister, sœur is feminine, and eyes is masculine, plural. Ma sœur s'appelle Emma. Ses yeux sont bleus. And the last sentence, we live in our house with our 2 dogs. So house is feminine and dogs is masculine. So how do you say our for the first one and our for the second one? Nous habitons dans notre maison avec nos 2 chiens. Alright, now I want to make a quick recap on what we have covered, especially the 2 rules. And the first one is why English speakers often make mistakes. So in English, the possessive adjective follows the owner. So his car, the car belongs to him. Her car, the car belongs to her. His or her follows the owner. But in French, as we have seen, it follows the noun owned. Sa voiture, his or her car. We don't know if it's a man or woman that own the car. We know that the car is feminine, so we use sa. And amie, we don't know if it's here. We don't know if it's his or her friend, but we know that amie is masculine in this case because there is not the e letter as we have seen previously. So it's son ami. Son, sa follows the noun owned. And obviously it's the same for all the other possessive adjectives. Sa voiture equal his or her car. Context tell you the owner. The opposite of English intuitions. So be careful of that. And a little summary of the 3 rules. The first one, we just covered it. And the second one, I'm going to speak about it again. Monte en son before vowels or silent H. So we replace matassa with monte en son before feminine nouns starting with a vowel or H. Mon ami, ton école, son histoire. Even if all the 3 words, the 3 nouns are feminine, we use monte en son. And the third rule is that it's simpler for notre, votre, et leur because there is only plural and singular, no matter if it's masculine or feminine. So notre, votre, leur for singular, and plural it's nos, vos, leurs. So well done, we have covered the possessive adjectives. I hope you like this video. You now know how to use French possessive adjectives. Mon, ma, mes, ton, ta, tes, son, sa, ses, notre, nos, votre, vos, leur, singular or plural. So see you soon for a new video, and if you really like the video, please subscribe to my channel and also put a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching.